Hello, everyone. We're excited to be here. Just gonna give it a few seconds for everyone to get on. We are talking about the most common REI objections. So if you're on, say hello. Otherwise, we're gonna get going. Every Thursday, we do what's called our REI W live at 11 a.m. Eastern. And so we'll be here every Thursday where you can come on if you're on our YouTube or on our Instagram as well. I'm giving it just a second because I'm not seeing it pop up. There we go. Okay, I see YouTube. All right. Ready, Laura?
Yeah.
Okay. Laura, go ahead.
Okay, so this week we're talking around the most popular objections that you're going to hear from sellers when you get to, talk about their property. And honestly, I have to say that over the last 10 to 15 years, the sellers have become a lot more sophisticated in a way. It was easier to deal with them 20, 30 years ago, let me tell you. But because I think of a lot of information coming up online, technology, social media, Zillow, and a lot of things, they all feel like they have a lot more knowledge on what's going on, and sometimes their expectations are not in line with what is actually going on, right? Because they see only what they want to see. And honestly, I recognize that myself. Like I always say, to sell my own personal house, I'm the worst there because you have a lot of emotions, attachments, you have memories, you have a lot of things that can kind of get in the way of your better judgment when it comes to your personal sales, right? So I said I'm always the worst one. I always hire somebody else to sell my own house. So let's talk about some of the most popular objections and how you can handle them here. And it might be a little bit different or refreshing from what you think. So I just want you to follow along here. Okay. First of all, I want to say one thing about me personally, that I am not a slick salesperson out there. I'm very much about presenting what the facts are, understanding, connecting with people, but then I'm not into this all, different way of handling or going around. No, I'm not about that. I always say that in real estate, you need more of a psychology degree than a real estate license because it's really about creating these connections and relationship with people. Okay. So one of the objections you might want to hear, and we had a PDF that we share with you at the beginning of the week. So make sure you get that PDF because it will go into a lot of what I'm talking about. I'll give you a little more specifics on it. But one of the first ones you're going to hear is my property isn't ready to sell. Well, it's more about them not being ready to sell, the sellers, okay, or the owner of the property. So whenever you hear, and this goes for all the objections, whenever you hear something that's kind of contrarian of what you offer, don't jump into it because people otherwise will push, right? Or they will want a distance from you. So you always want to have empathy and reassurance. The first thing you want to say is like, I understand. Okay, I understand. But let me ask you a couple of things, and then let's say that the property looks like is distressed and needs work, it's vacant, it's been, whatever the situation might be, maybe, the property is going to foreclosure for some reason. Never mention the word foreclosure, by the way, okay? Is another bad word that starts with an F. Okay, so don't do that. So you want to say, okay, I understand, but let me ask a few questions. I see the property is being vacant for a while and it needs quite a bit of work. What plans do you have for the property, for example, right? So you can kind of get, in a lot of time, you can turn this around because they're going to put their hands in front of them saying, I'm not ready to sell. I don't want to sell. The property is not ready. But then when you have a conversation, they're going, you know what? I haven't seen it that way. Oh, yeah, you're right in a way, right? So now you get the conversation going. The other thing is this the best offer that you can give me? Well, you want to give them some education. If you come up to a certain number, I assume that you've done your homework, right? You look at the comps, you look at the work that needs to be done on the property, you look at different things. And then and be totally honest with them. Well, I understand, you want to reassurance, empathy, right? I understand, but this is what is going on in the market. And if you give me the opportunity, I'd like to share with you what is actually going on. And also, maybe the house needs quite a bit of work. And obviously, there has to be some type of compensation for me to get the work done. You can't just expect to buy a property, do the work, and boom, now it's market value. Obviously, there is time, risk factors, and things. That's why you need to make your 10 to 15% as a rehabber, right? So that's the thing you have. They're not probably taking that in consideration. So you have to really educate them in that respect. Another thing is they say, okay, you know what? Yeah, I mean, I want to wait for a better offer, especially if the property has not been on the market for that long. So you want to hear instill more urgency and again market trends, but also you want to say, okay, I understand, but based on what is going on in the market right now, this is the best I can offer. But now keep in mind, I am going to buy the property as is. You're not going to have to do inspections. You don't have a lot of people walking through the property. Kind of give him the bonuses and the plus signs of renting or selling the property to you instead of renting it. Okay. And then one of the things you also do is and if you keep going back, well, I'm just going to basically shop the contract. I'm not going to say that. I'm just going to say, I'm going to hold off to see if I get a better offer. Just say to them, you know what if you take my contract and then you keep marketing the property? And if you get a better contract, just give me 72 hours, 3 days to see if I can match up or come up with extra earnest deposit, whatever you feel like the obstacle is. And otherwise, you take the other contract. So there's nothing lost. That's what's called the first right of refusal clause that we incorporate in our contracts. Okay. So then the other thing is, well, the property needs too much work, so I'm really just going to fix it up and then I'll put it on the market for a higher price. I mean, realistically, you might want to say, within the conversation, first of all, you say, I understand, right? But realistically, okay, when do you think you can get around to get the property? And with the market changing the way it is it might not be feasible for you to get around before things start dropping even more. Wouldn't it be better for you to sell the property as is, right? Let somebody else take the responsibility and the risk of the market, and you just can walk away, with still a good profit. Okay. And another objections you want to hear is, I don't want to sell below market value. If I don't get my price, I'm going to keep it renting it. Well, I love when I hear that, because that's, you can do what you call a lease option or a subject to. So actually that's being my segue into doing lease options, is when somebody says that. So I'm going out there looking for property to do wholesale, fix and flip, and honestly, a lot of times I don't know what I'm going to do with the property until after I have it under contract, honestly. And so I'm going out there just getting leads and getting deals. And then somebody say, you know what, if I don't get my price, I'm just going to go ahead and keep renting it out. I say, okay, well, then why don't you rent it to me? What do you mean, right? So that's what you structure as a lease option, where you do, you rent a property from them, and then you issue a sandwich lease, as they call it, or you arbitrage it, new word for that, and get somebody else to rent it from you, right? So that's what it is. But for every objection, and one of the things I always say is kind of go around, study in your mind the most popular objections that you hear and come up with a list of them. Really type up a list that you can do this, And the other thing is also, because of the changes we're going to see this summer with the commissions, I don't know if you heard, but there's been a lawsuit against the National Association of Realtors, where basically they say, well, it's not fair that the seller the seller pays the agents, but basically double commission, with the other agent. The buyer should pay their own commission for their agent. So there are going to be some big changes here. But as a real estate investor, you can use this to your advantage, because the fact is, you can now say to the seller, and we educate on the students to say, basically, why is it more advantageous for somebody to work with you, right? With you as an investor than listing a property with an agent. And we have 6 different things that you have to educate the seller. But one of them could be that they don't have to pay the commission. You're buying the property as is, the speed of when you can do it. So these are some of them that you can educate and people don't think. So that you can address the objections by educating them and let them know and say, hey, have you heard about the new rules that are coming up this summer regarding real estate commission? It's not going to be cut and dry anymore. You're not going to really just be able to work with the agents. There's going to be a lot of agencies changes, who represents what and who pays the commission. Why don't you just avoid all the mayhem and just work with me as an investor? You don't have to pay the commission. We can close quickly. I buy the property as is, and a few other things that we highlight, for them. And once you have a list of the common objections, I would suggest type up a list with what we talked about today. And we have in the PDF we share with you at the beginning of the week, get the list printed out, and then wrap your mind around each one, how you're going to address it. And then also have a list of the how you get the seller to work with you as an investor instead of going list a property with an agent. If you have those 2 things in front of you, trust me, you're just basically able to tackle anybody. You don't have to worry about weird, complicated scripts. Be yourself, know how you address the most common objections and questions, educate the sellers, and you got the deal. Okay, that's it.
Okay. All right. Well, just wanted to kind of let her finish out there, but that was a lot of really good advice. So, ladies, Facebook did, so that you know why we're not in our group, because I got a lot of people asking what's going on there. Facebook did away with third-party apps in groups, so we can no longer live stream in there, but we went around it and we're streaming from our page. But your best bet is to join us on YouTube. That one, you'll get notified when we're live. If you're a subscriber, but 2, then we can also see comments and stuff like that. So it's just really cool. But regardless, I like the objections because it's the most common. We could come up with like a list of 100 objections, right? But these are the most common that we hear almost on a daily basis. And I'm sure if you've been making calls as well, you've heard them. So we're going to go into our raffle now. And I like this raffle. I think it's so cute. Let me figure it out first. It's always it's like the last one I click. I think it's this one. That's as good as we're getting, apparently. Okay. So I like this raffle. I think it's very, very cute. Oh, nope, that doesn't work. And we're giving away one of our REIW shirts. We're giving away a book that influenced the power of persuasion. The psychology of persuasion. There we go. I can't read it. And then we're also going to give you actually our script on how to handle the most common REI objections that we are seeing. So it's a little more in depth than this one, but it's just a really good script. And this was a really cool gift. How do you get access to this? Well, if you're in our Facebook group, we do weekly giveaways on our Thursday lives, our Thursdays at 11 Eastern. And we'll do a weekly, and you have 1 week to claim it. And this is just for the people that are in there commenting and giving back. We put them in a wheel, spin, and those are the winners every day. So our winner today is Siobhan Fox. Siobhan, congratulations. I'm so glad you won. I love her. She's so sweet. But yeah, you are our winner for this week. So you have 1 week to claim. Pretty much by the time we go live the next week, you have to have claimed this by then. So you just email Amanda at questions@realestateinvestingwomen.com, and we will get you going. Okay, now to fix this again. All right, there we go. All right, so do we have any questions over what we covered while we talk about something really fun coming up in the REIW community? So, Laura, do you want to talk about our upcoming event that everyone can attend?
Which one?
Our masterclass.
Okay. We're going to talk about that. The reason I was asking each one because we also just opened up for the retreat coming up here in the fall. So, you keep an eye on it for the next couple of weeks. We're going to post it. We're going to have an amazing retreat coming up where you can meet us in person here in the fall. And we have early bird tickets, so we're going to open up. So definitely keep an eye for that. But the one we're going to talk about, that that's the fall. By then, you can have deals going. You can be closing deal. We're going to call you on stage. You can teach everybody else how to do it. Right? That's the goal. And we do call students on stage to teach everybody else. We call the 10-minute tactic, where you share your most powerful win. But what we have coming up in preparation for the retreat, we have the masterclass coming up here on May 6th. Okay. And this one here, I know some of you have attended this before. It's a 5-day masterclass. And a lot of our success stories, case study students came from masterclasses. They joined during the masterclass. They learned some of the stuff, that it's made them really wrap their mind around the real estate business. And then they decided to work with us in the community. And now some of them are graduating to be coaches. So that's what I say, you could be a totally different place by the fall when we have the retreat. But the masterclass, now we do have a VIP discount here that ends, I believe, on Sunday for the masterclass. Liz, you want to tell a little more about that?
Yeah, so we have a VIP kit that you are able to get a discounted rate. So normally it's 47. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it real quick. Normally it's 47, and today up until Sunday it is 27. So when you join and you upgrade to the VIP pricing, we have scripts on how to convert any lead, seller lead, into creative financing if you're interested in that, how to get real estate agents to work with you, which is honestly really good timing for that one. The calculator to evaluate any property for rentals if you're interested in that. And then we'll give you how to set up the best CRM, in our opinion, the best CRM, in less than 5 minutes. So instead of 47, if you are to join for an upgrade to VIP, that VIP early bird pricing is 27. So that's great. And then our masterclass is only $7. I mean, you cannot go wrong with a $7 masterclass. It's 5 days talking wholesaling, buy and hold, fix and flip. We have Airbnb on there, creative financing. I'm going to do a bonus session. Laura doesn't even know about this, but when I was planning out this masterclass of how you can approach agents now with the new requirements in. So we're going to do some training on that we're only giving out at this masterclass and to our students of how to approach agents now with everything in the settlement to get them to work with you even more. And we have students doing that right now. We have students that are reaching out to agents and talking to them to work with them on the investment side. And agents are more open to it than ever because there's money to be made. So we're going to do a special training on that, but that's only going to be in our masterclass as well as for our students. So a lot of fun things that are going to go on during this. It's only $7. I mean, Starbucks costs more than $7 now. So, well, depending on what you get from there. So we're super excited. Yes, I know we just did one, but we always change them up. And people know that have come in the past. We change them up every single time because one, things are always changing, but two, it's a heck of a week to spend, and we like doing them. So we like doing them often so that we get the right information out there. Yeah, Laura, anything else? Oh, and you have to use the coupon code VIP her way. Probably should have told them that. There's a promo code to get it discounted.
I'm going to put them in the chat.
Team. It's all one word. They're going to put it in the chat. It's VIP her way. So you have to put that.
Since Liz gave a bonus, I need to give a bonus too then.
Oh,
she didn't
always
even
try
know.
To fight me on this.
I know. I have to have one up on you.
I know.
So during the week of the masterclass, for the people that attend the masterclass, I'm going to share with you how I went from doing 2 to 3 deals a month with wholesaling to doing 10 plus deals a month, plus over 20 fix and flips at a time using private money. And anybody of you can do it. I will share some really cool things with you. I'm actually going to show you my first invitation, how I got people to join me and start giving me money. I'm going to do a screen share and share it with you. So that will be a special class I'll do during the week of the masterclass, teaching you how I personally went from a regular investor to a powerhouse overnight using private money to do wholesaling, fix and flip, buy and hold, building new development. So if you're interested to see how to put your real estate business on steroids once you get going, you need to join me. And now I have never done it before, not even for the students. So that would be a special one. And for the students, by the way, yes, you're welcome to I will give you that recording.
Well, they have it. It's just in a more in-depth training where this is going to be
Yeah,
there.
we
They
give
actually
the
check
private
it.
money, but to really give my story on how I did it, and
Yeah.
people like to see how you do something and how you share it. I don't think I've ever really specifically talked about it or share my journey on how I did it.
Yeah, so it's a bonus. We'll have to go live in our student group as well. But yeah, she does have training on that student. So if you're like, what the heck? There is training.
Yeah,
It's
there
just
is a training,
yeah.
but I'm going to share the actual story with dates, how I did it exactly. I'm going to share you the invitation, which is in the training, but you guys don't know where to find it. But I'm going to share it with you too, so you know now that that's what you got.
Okay, awesome. So there will be a lot of exciting things going on that week and added bonuses, which everyone always loves. I'm not seeing any questions come in, so we are going to go ahead and get off. I guess no one wants to know more on how to handle objections, so they must be good there. So we're going to go ahead and jump. Paula said, I want that. See? Okay, so so we're going to go ahead and jump off here, but if anything comes through, we can always come back and comment. So hope you guys all have a wonderful day, and we look forward to seeing you in the group.
Yep. Take care.